Hello friends, welcome to Form Validation in JavaScript video tutorials series. In the previous video tutorials we understood how to validate student name field, password field, confirm password field and gender field. For example, you can see I am not entering any data here. If I try to submit the form, you can see the form is not getting submitted. Instead of that, it is displaying please enter your name, please enter your password, please re-enter your password, please select your gender, like that. If I select the name and try to submit the form is not getting submitted. Instead, it is telling this field is valid, these three fields are not valid, please enter your password. I enter the password Manju and try to submit the form is not getting submitted. It is telling these two fields are valid, please re-enter your password. Okay, I enter the wrong confirm password here. I say RAAJU Raju and try to submit the form. It says password and confirm password should be same. So I enter the same password Manju Manju and submit. You can see it is telling these three fields are valid, but this is not valid. Please select your gender. Okay, let me select the male. Now if I submit the form is going to get submit, guys. We are displaying here student name Manjunath, student password Manju, student confirm password Manju, student gender male, like that. I go back. Let me submit the form. You can see again it is validating and telling these two fields are valid, but these two fields are not valid. If I click on the reset button, the entire form resets, guys. So that's what we have implemented in the previous video tutorials. I suggest you people to watch the previous video tutorials and then come to this video, guys. In this video tutorial, we are going to understand how to validate student qualification. We are going to create a selection box and validate it, guys. Okay, so let's get started. I go to default.html page. Here, I'm going to remove one BR tag and then I say label, opening label tag, closing label tag. Inside the label tag, I say qualification colon, and then I say here BR. Control S to save. Go to browser and refresh. You can see qualification colon is displayed. Below that we are going to create a selection box. How do we create a selection box? We take help of the select tag. I say here opening select tag, closing select tag. I'm going to identify this select tag uniquely by giving an ID of SLCT student qualification. And I give the name also same, name equal to SLCT student qualification. So that's our selection box, guys. I say here BR, Control S to save, go to browser and refresh. So you get a selection box here. We have to add some options in this. So let's add the options using the option tag. So I say here opening option tag, closing option tag. Inside the option tag, I say -- SELECT select -- So if I save this, come to browser and refresh, you see we get -- select -- So by seeing this message, user understand he has to select the qualification, right? Okay. Now I'm going to set the value of this option field. Value is equals to -1. Okay. Next I'm going to copy this code and paste down. Here I say SSC and the value of this option is SSC. Copy that, paste down, and then I say intern. Here I say value intern. I paste again. Here I say UG, value will be UG. Paste again. PG, value will be PG, guys. I say Control S to save, go to browser and refresh. Now you see we have more options, SSC, intern, UG, PG. So user is going to select one of the qualification here, either SSC, intern, UG or PG. If user selects PG, then what happens? Remember, the value of SLCT qualification will be PG, guys. If user selects UG, the value of SLCT student qualification will be UG. If user do not select any of these options, by default this option is selected, so the value of SLCT student qualification will be -1. So this is a very important information we take help of to validate this field, guys. If the value of SLCT student qualification is equal to -1, then we consider the student qualification is not valid and we ask user to select the qualification. Otherwise, we consider it as a valid. If the value of SLCT student qualification is not equal to -1, that means SSC, intern, UG, PG, we consider it is valid, guys. Okay, so depending upon the valid state and invalid state, we have to display the message. For that, I am going to create a span tag. I say here opening span tag, closing span tag. I am going to identify it uniquely by giving an ID of SPN is student qualification valid. I'm going to add 2 times BR here. Control S to save. Go to browser and refresh. That's awesome. Now we have to validate this qualification field, this selection box. For that we go to JavaScript, guys. Of course, first what we do? We assume. What we assume? We assume student qualification is valid by saying where is student qualification valid equals to true. So what we do? We are going to create a variable and set its value to true to indicate that student qualification is valid. If this variable value is false, that means student qualification is not valid, guys. Very simple thing. Okay, so first we assume student qualification is valid by saying is student qualification valid equal to true. Okay, after validating the student name, password, confirm password and gender, here we are going to validate the qualification. So what we do here, we are going to check if value of SLCT student qualification is equal to -1. If it is equal to -1, I told that student qualification is not valid, right? We consider it is not valid. So how do we write a code? We write here if document dot get element by ID SLCT student qualification, right? So this selection box what we have, its ID is SLCT student qualification, so we are referring it here, and then we say dot value is equal to -1. Okay, so if value of SLCT student qualification is equal to -1, that means user has not selected the qualification. So simply what we do here, we say is student qualification valid equal to false. What we are telling here? We are telling consider student qualification is not valid. Else means what? If value of SLCT student qualification is not equal to -1. Understanding? Not equal to -1. That means it can be SSC, intern, UG, PG. In that case, is student qualification valid equal to true we set. Okay, we set it to true. That means user has selected the qualification. Understanding? So here we say consider student qualification is valid. Consider student qualification is valid. Depending upon valid invalid state, we have to display the message in the span tag. So I say here document dot get element by ID, in double quotations I say SPN is student qualification valid. So we are accessing this span tag, guys. We are referring this span tag SPN is student qualification valid dot inner HTML. Inner HTML means content. What should be the content of that span tag? Of course, we are going to say we display the cross mark by using this HTML entity ampersand hash x2716, and we say here please select qualification. Please select your qualification. Like that we display the message, and we display this message in the red color. So for that what we do, we are going to select the same span tag and we say dot style dot color should be equal to red. And then what we do, if value of SLCT student qualification is not equal to 1, we consider student qualification is valid. If student qualification is valid, we have to display the message in the span tag saying display the check mark and say valid. VALID, we display the valid in the green color in the same span tag, guys. Understanding? So very simple code. If value of SLCT student qualification is equal to -1, consider student qualification is not valid and say please select your qualification in the red color. If value of SLCT student qualification is not equal to -1, then consider student qualification is valid, display valid text in the green color in the same span tag, guys. Very simple. Okay, before submitting the form, we say here or student qualification is not valid. So how do we write a code here? We say is student qualification valid equal to false. Okay, if student qualification is not valid, simply return false. That means do not submit the form. Otherwise return true. That means submit the form, guys. Okay, next, when the form is submitted, of course we have to display that student qualification. So what are we going to do? We are going to copy this code, Ctrl+C to copy and paste down. Here I say student qualification, and in this place I am going to say SLCT student qualification. So we are going to display the value of SLCT student qualification, guys. What are we doing? We are getting the student qualification here and we are displaying that. Very simple thing. Okay, after displaying the student qualification, when we click on the reset button, of course this span tag should get reset, right? SPN is student qualification valid, inner HTML should be set empty. So for that, in the reset form, we are going to simply say empty, guys. So that's it, guys. That's the code what we write. Go back here and say refresh. Check out now what happens. If I click on the submit button, see it is telling please enter your name, all the things, right? So let me enter my name here, enter the password Manju, enter the confirm password also Manju. Let me select the mail and try to submit the form. It is telling please select your qualification. It is telling please select your qualification. Why? Because when we click on the submit button, of course what is happening here? It is checking if value of SLCT qualification is equal to -1. Of course at present the value of SLCT qualification is -1. Why? Because the option is selected -- select -- What is the value of this option? We have set -1, right? What we have set here? We have set -1. So the value of SLCT student qualification is at present -1. As it is -1, is student qualification valid is set to false. And it is displaying please select your qualification. It is displaying please select your qualification. As well as before submitting the form, we are checking here is student qualification valid equal to false. Of course it is false, so it is returning false. As it is returning false, the form is not getting submitted, guys. So that's how we are going to validate the qualification field. Okay, if I select here SSC, then definitely what happens? Of course the value of SLCT student qualification will not be -1, right? It will be SSC. So this code will get executed. If value of SLCT student qualification is not equal to -1, of course now the SLCT student qualification value will be SSC. So is student qualification valid, we are setting true, and we are going to display valid text in the green color, and definitely it returns true. So the form is submitted, guys. Check out. If I click on the submit button, the form is submitted, you can see that, and we are displaying student qualification SSC, right? Let me go back, and if I try to submit the form, we are getting all this message. If I click on the reset button, you see everything is going to reset, guys, right? So that is how you are going to validate the student qualification, guys. That's it, guys, for this video tutorial. I hope you guys have clearly understood. I strongly suggest you people to watch the videos one by one. First you watch form validation in JavaScript part 1, then part 2, then part 3, then part 4, then part 5, like that. I suggest you people to try everything step by step with me. You write the code yourself, understand everything step by step. Okay, if you write the code yourself and execute, you get more clear idea, guys. If you have any doubts, please put those doubts in the comment section. I am going to clear those doubts as early as possible. In the upcoming video tutorials, we are going to discuss more about form validation in JavaScript. If you like this video, hit the like button and share with your friends so that everyone will get benefited. For more benefits and be up to date, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Keep learning, keep coding, keep sharing. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial.